Cowboys Nation, what's up? As we move closer to the 2025 NFL season, one thing is clear. The Dallas Cowboys are working hard to improve after a disappointing 7-10 finish last year. We all expected this team to build off their 2023 NFC East title, but instead we watched as the Eagles dominated the division and the Cowboys were left on the outside looking in when it came to the playoffs. But hey, that's in the past. Right now, Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office are making moves, and one of the most interesting ones might have flown under the radar. Today, we're talking about the Cowboys' sneakiest free agency signing edge rusher Dante Fowler is back in Dallas and how this move could transform the Cowboys' defense in 2025. Before we dive in, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us keep bringing you all the latest Cowboys news and analysis. All right, let's get into it. Let's be honest, Cowboys fans, 2024 was rough. Injuries played a role, sure, but when you go 7-10, there's more to the story than just bad luck. The Cowboys struggled in key moments, collapsing in close games and looking flat-out unprepared at times. Missed the playoffs for the first time since 2020. Defense ranked 28th in yards allowed per game, 355.2. Offense finished 16th in yards per game, 21st in points per game. Those numbers? Unacceptable for a team with this much talent. That's why Mike McCarthy is out, and Brian Schottenheimer is in as the new head coach. But let's be real. Not everyone is thrilled about that move. Schottenheimer was already running the offense, and it wasn't exactly lighting up the scoreboard, so the Cowboys knew they needed to upgrade the roster in order to compete, and that's where Dante Fowler comes in. This offseason, the Cowboys have been busy. Traded for C.B. Kaiir Elam, Bills. Traded for L.B. Kenneth Murray, Titans. Signed D.T. Solomon Thomas, L.B. Jack Sanborn, and Edge Peyton Turner. But the move that nobody saw coming? Bringing back Dante Fowler. Fowler spent 2022 and 2023 with the Cowboys, before signing a one-year deal with Washington for the 2024 season. And guess what? He had a career resurgence, 39 tackles, 10.5 sacks, 14 tackles for loss, 12 QB hits, 2 forced fumbles, 1 pick six, 67-yard TD return. That's the kind of production the Cowboys desperately needed last year. Now he's back on a one-year, $6 million contract, and if he plays like he did in Washington, that could be an absolute steal. Look, I get it. Signing a 31-year-old edge rusher isn't exactly a blockbuster move, but this isn't just about adding another body to the roster. This move makes a lot of sense for 3 key reasons. We all know that Micah Parsons is a one-man wrecking crew, but he can't do it alone. The Cowboys' pass rush took a step back last season, and they needed to add another threat off the edge to take some pressure off Parsons. Fowler gives them that. He's got speed, explosiveness, and a relentless motor. And if he can repeat his production from last season, Dallas suddenly has one of the best edge-rushing duos in the league. Unlike most free agents, Fowler doesn't need time to adjust. He's already played in Dallas under Dan Quinn, so stepping back into this system should be seamless. Even though the Cowboys have a new defensive coordinator in Matt Eberflus, there's still going to be an aggressive attack-style defense. Fowler's experience in this environment should allow him to hit the ground running. Let's be honest, Fowler has been inconsistent throughout his career. That's why he's played for 5 different teams: Jaguars, Rams, Falcons, Cowboys, and Commanders. But here's the thing. When he's on, he's really on. His best season came in 2019 with the Rams when he put up 58 tackles, 11.5 sacks, 16 tackles for loss, 16 QB hits, 6 passes, defense, 2 forced fumbles. If he can tap into that version of himself, or even the one we saw last year in Washington, then this signing is an absolute bargain for Dallas. Adding Fowler isn't just about sacks, it's about fixing a defense that was a disaster last year. With Fowler, Parsons, and DeMarcus Lawrence, the Cowboys now have a 3-headed monster that can bring consistent pressure. That means more sacks, more turnovers, less time for opposing QBs to pick apart the secondary, and that's huge, especially with the Eagles and Commanders improving. If the Cowboys want to take back the NFC East, this defense needs to get back to dominant form. Fowler's return could be the key to making that happen. The Cowboys sent a 5th-round pick to the Patriots in exchange for Milton and got a 7th round pick back in return. On paper, this isn't a blockbuster trade, but it's a smart, calculated move. NFL analyst Jeff Howe from The Athletic gave the Cowboys a B grade for the trade, calling Milton a lottery ticket, a guy with massive upside but still unproven. Biggest strength? He's got one of the strongest arms in the NFL. Seriously, this dude can throw it 70-plus yards with ease. Biggest concern? His accuracy and decision-making still need work. In limited action with the Patriots, Milton flashed potential, especially in his final game of the season, where he went 22 of 29 for 241 yards, a passing TD, and a rushing score, in a win over Buffalo. Now he's heading to Dallas to develop behind Dak Prescott, with no immediate pressure to start. But could this be a long-term play for the Cowboys? What this means for Dak Prescott? We've talked all offseason about Dak's contract situation. He's set to be a free agent after the 2025 season, and right now there's no long-term deal in place. Could this trade be a signal that the Cowboys are preparing for a future without him? Not necessarily, but it does give the team insurance. If Prescott struggles or negotiations don't go well, Milton at least gives them another option in the QB room. The Cowboys now have Dak Prescott, starter, Joe Milton III, developmental QB, Cooper Rush, experienced backup. It also means Dallas probably won't draft a QB this year, which lets them focus on offensive line, receiver, and defense. The Micah Parsons contract drama, what's really going on? All right, Cowboys fans, let's switch gears. We have to talk about Jerry Jones versus Micah Parsons' agent, because this is getting interesting. Recently, on The Breakfast Ball, former NFL player Mark Schlereth went off on Jerry, saying, "This is why an owner shouldn't be a GM. This is why Jerry needs to fire himself." And honestly, a lot of Cowboys fans agree. But let's take a closer look at what's actually happening. Jerry claims he doesn't know Micah's agent Micah Parsons is represented by David Mulugheta, one of the biggest agents in football. Jerry claimed he doesn't even know who Mulugheta is, which, let's be real, is pretty ridiculous. But was this just Jerry talking nonsense, or was it a calculated move? Cowboys insiders believe Jerry and Micah actually already agree on the major parts of the contract, like length and salary. The real fight is over guaranteed money, and that's where Mulugheta comes in. He's not just fighting for Micah, he's protecting his entire client base, making sure Parsons' deal sets the market for future players. Who really has the leverage here? On one hand, Micah Parsons is a generational talent. The Cowboys cannot afford to let him walk, but on the other hand, Dallas still controls his contract for years. 2025, Parsons is playing on his fifth-year option, $24 million, fully guaranteed. 2026, the Cowboys can franchise tag him. 2027, they can tag him again. If they wanted to, they could keep him until 2027 without giving him a long-term deal. That would still cost less than the massive contract he's asking for right now, so Jerry is playing the long game. He's forcing Parsons' agent to blink first while also stirring up the media to pressure Micah into making a move. All right, Cowboys fans, let's hear it. Do you think bringing back Dante Fowler was a smart move? Will he repeat his success from last season, or will inconsistency strike again? 3. What other moves do the Cowboys need to make before the 2025 season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get the conversation going. And before you go, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're bringing you the best Cowboys content all year long, and you don't want to miss it. That's it for today, Cowboys Nation. Until next time, go Cowboys!